Oh, hello.
Hey, kittens. Oh, Desmond, I see you're the first person here, but you are actually on time.
Hallelujah.
Let me stop y'all because I ain't got much to say about being on time. Let me be clear. Let
I
me be clear.
mean,
Let
I'm
me be,
going to leave it alone because we
let me
all
be clear.
know.
Let me be clear. So, hey, Dylan, what's going on? How y'all doing? How
Yeah,
y'all?
because of what we just talked about, now my mind is only on one thing.
I mean, it's okay. It happens, and that's what it's supposed to be. Like we supposed to be, that's what we supposed to be doing. How y'all feeling today, Dylan? How are you? How are you feeling being a graduate? Desmond, how are you feeling being in it being Wednesday and your week is almost over? What's going on? Y'all gonna jump in and let us know what y'all going through? What y'all feeling? How's this day? I can't see anybody else that's in here. Who else? Who else is in the room?
What's happening?
Hey, eccentric. What's going on, boo? You feel event drop. Oh, I'm so sorry. And listen,
Ooh.
I remember people talking about it after MAL, and I was like, oh my God, like really? Like, oh yeah. Baby, that second year after MAL, I was like, bitch, I know what this feeling is now. Like, I know what this is. Like,
Like,
it's
I know why the cage bird sings.
baby, it is event drop. Like before
Drop!
you just dropped out of you, you're just like, boop, like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, what? Yeah, it's real. It's very, very real.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. I see Dylan said he's here and he's alive, and I'm glad you're good, Desmond. I see you said that as well. Eccentric is going through some event drop, so I just want to say I want to send some love out to all of you all too, because it's an adjustment, it's a phase, and it's a part of life that we kind of go through where stuff happens and it's over, and then something else new comes along and we start it all over again.
Right.
So, but thank you all for being here. We're glad you are here on the BGKH show, which is the show for the blacks, the gays, the kinksters, and all of those who represent as human. That's where we are.
That's who we are.
That's where we are.
Unique?
Right. So let's get into this week and what's been going on. How was your week, Dominion? What did you get into? How were things with you?
My week was good. It was just a regular work week, and I spent much of the weekend working.
Okay.
Not working, but doing stuff around the house. Because it was like, girl, this place is a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. This house is a fucking mess.
Christina!
Like, Helga, you're not going to do a good job, then don't do it.
Right.
I'm sorry, Miss Crawford. Not mad at you, Helga. I'm mad at
At
the
the
dirt.
dirt. Yeah.
So I started on Friday and then I tried to time box that shit. Cause I am the kind of weirdo that enjoys like reorganizing and putting shit together. And not putting shit together, not like IKEA furniture put together, but like, stacking boxes and reorganizing stuff. You remember the cruise. You know how I did Tetris. So I was like, I fucked around on Friday evening and I fucked around. I was like, bitch, this is my fucking long weekend. I'm gonna enjoy myself. But then I started around 7:30. I was like, all right, girl, I'm gonna just do this till 9. But I was on like a roll. I was on like an organization and throw shit away kind of roll. So I kept going. And then it was like 9:30. And then finally at 10 o'clock, I was like, all right, I'm done. So then Saturday, I got up and spent the day. What did I do that on Saturday or Sunday? One of those days I got up and took it was Sunday. I packed up my car and took a bunch of shit over to Goodwill. So I unloaded all of that stuff. And then so that was on Sunday. So Saturday I spent the day with Azamek. And so we had training day. So training day is, a thing between masters and slaves where we focus on a set of particular fun activities. And this particular day, it was fisting and breath control or breath play. So that was lovely and fun. And then there's the cuddles and then the hangout. And then I was like, I want to go shopping. So we and I was like, let's go see Guardians of the Galaxy. So we started at this. I was looking at restaurants in the area because we were in Kingstown. So I was like, where can we go? And then I saw this spot called Kitchen Cray, which I had seen on the TikToks, and it's a black-owned restaurant, right? So I was like, oh, that's cool. So I can go and support you people. All right, hold on. Let me get the story because I took notes. And when I take notes, that means it's not good.
Oh, dear God.
So the first thing, so they have like a little, first of all, the restaurant is like in an office park, which is fine because you get in where you sort of fit in.
Right.
So nothing wrong with that. And there are people outdoors smoking hookahs and everything. It was a cute little crowd or whatever. So we walk inside, and the first thing that hits me is this loud ass music, like loud. And my first note is like, why is the music always so loud in black restaurants? Like they, if it was the club, I would have no problem with the music because it's the fucking club. But this is a restaurant. The music was so loud, and it was a DJ, and the DJ was terrible. He could not mix music worth shit. First, we're listening to Mary J. Blige and KC talking about I don't want to do anything. Next thing we talking about, I don't know, some bitch talking about her pussy. And it was just like the music, and it wasn't even, because you can make any two songs, well, not any two, but you can make a couple of songs sort of blend together. But it wasn't. It was just like this jarring change between this loud ass music. And so that was what hit me like in the face at first. And then, my next note is that the enthusiasm of the host was breathtaking. So we walked in, and she's standing there. And then she looks up at me.
You're like, are you gonna seat us? Are you waiting to? I'm sorry, you're having a thought about something. Okay, I'll wait till you finish your thought.
Can I help you? Just like that. It was this long ass, like 30 seconds while she looked at me. She looked at me, and I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you waiting for? It's like, this is your goddamn job. And so, like, after 30 seconds, because I was like, Azabeth could see me getting pissed off. Like, you could feel the annoyance just radiating off of me in waves.
And if you've never been next to him in Azamek where he's getting mad, Azamek is trying to kind of step in a little bit and trying to like, so let me see if I can intervene here a little bit. It is quite funny because it'll be like, no.
So then they seat us. Okay. And then my first request was like, can we sit outside? Because one, it was a beautiful day. And two, I did not want to be near all of that loud ass music.
Right.
I know I sound like an old man. And you know what? I have leaned into that. I'm 52 years old. There's some shit that I like and don't like. I'm not mad at anybody who wants to go and sit near loud ass music. I just don't want to. So I'm not asking them to turn the music down at all. I'm just saying I don't want to sit by it. So then it was just her whole attitude, right? Because I was like, she was like, can I help you? And I said, table for two. Can we sit outside? She didn't say there aren't any tables available. She didn't say, no, sir, I'm sorry, there's no tables outside. She was just like, no.
Which
Well, can we at least sit as far away from the music as possible? And so she sat us right on the other side of the wall instead of as far away from the music as possible, like I asked. Now, the restaurant was not packed. So there was, in my mind, no legitimate reason why we couldn't get sat exactly where we wanted to. But okay, fine. Then they asked us if we want water. Sure. They bought out the waters in clear plastic solo cups with lids, ice, and a straw. Okay. But I was just like, girl, why are we drinking out of plastic cups like this is like it's to go? What the fuck?
Like what restaurant is this?
Kitchen Cray.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of them elsewhere in the DC metro area. My next note is that the DJ was not very good. He could not mix worth a damn. All right. Then, but I was like, the food looked good on the menu that they had online. And of course, the menu that they had in the restaurant was not the menu that they had in the store. So,
of course,
I ordered the deviled eggs with hot honey chicken, which just means they cut up a chicken tender and put it on top of it. But they were good. I also, what was the other appetizer that I ordered? Oh, the chicken wings. And they had like a bunch of different sauces. They had like a lemon pepper and a buffalo sauce. So I was like, can I get you to mix up a little bit of buffalo sauce and a little bit of the lemon pepper? So he was like, oh, you want lemon pepper wet? And I was like, sure, whatever, honey. Okay, sure, that's fine. And then Azamek ordered instead of crab fries, it was crab tater tots.
Okay.
And then I ordered I really wanted to try the what was advertised on the menu online was like these Cajun style lamb chops.
They sound good.
They did not have those. They had Thai style lamb chops, which would have been fine, but I really didn't want Thai style. I wanted like some like salty, garlicky, little lamb chops. Well, they said, she said, well, we do have these fried lamb chops. And I was like, okay, well, that'll be cute. And I didn't it was like it came with spinach or something. I was like, can I get the broccoli instead? He was like, oh, well, we don't really have broccoli. We got whatever. But she put all the stuff in, and then all of this fucking food came out at one time. All of it. The crab tater tots, the hot wings, the deviled eggs, my lamb chops, and I think Azamet got the salmon. And I think she pronounced it salmon, but that might be my imagination because now I'm just assuming the worst. But all of this food comes out, and then the bitch that brings out. Oh, I forgot to mention. So when we were ordering the food, the bitch. So the woman that's the server was like, it's been like a long day. My feet are tired. Can I sit down here? So she sat down next to me, not like uncomfortably close, but I was 100% fine with that. That didn't bother me at all. What got on my nerves was the server bitch, the hostess bitch, came and sat down next to Azamek and then didn't say nothing. And then like the server's like, bitch, can I help you? Like, the fuck?
Wait a minute.
Why down next? So of course it's totally fine that the server sits down because because that's also like a style. It's like sort of intimate. And it's almost like you're at her home, and she's like, "Baby, what can I get you to eat?" And okay, so that's cool. That was fine. But this other bitch sat down, and it was like it was a banquet, or it's like a long banquet, and then chairs. So if she just needed to take a break, she could have sat like way at the other end. There was no need for her to sit right next to Azamek. And then so she sits there, and our server is like, because he's in the middle of taking our order, and then she's like, "Can I help you?" And the bitch never said anything. She just got up and then left. Okay, girl. Then the same hostess person is the one that brings out our food. Now she brings out all of this food in like 3 trips, and then asks us. She didn't ask us anything. There was no silverware on this table. We still hadn't gotten our drinks that we had ordered, which were kind of cute, but I can't even remember what they were at this time. But so brings out all of this food, and then she's walking away, and then I'm like, I said, can we get some silverware? And she's like, you want plastic or real silverware? I'm like,
what? What? Like that was an option?
I had half a mind just to get up and leave the fucking table right there. But anyway, so of course I was like, real silverware. We're sitting down in the restaurant, and we're not in the heart of the pandemic, because I remember when people used to do that in the heart of pandemic, because it's easy, you can have some assurance that it's clean because it'll come in a little shrink wrap plastic or whatever. But right. We passed that. Everybody's sitting here together. Anybody got no mask on, which I'm not complaining about that, but I'm saying the need to offer plastic silverware to people that are dining in your restaurant, it feels like it's
good evening. I see Donnie in there. Sorry, go ahead.
And then so we do that. We're eating the food. The deviled eggs and the motherfucking chicken wings were so fucking good. So good.
They get to keep their black card. So we established that. At least they get the chicken and the deviled eggs was good. So they at least get to keep their black card.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, Azamat got something with chicken in it too. I can't remember exactly what it was. The fried lamb chops were
See, they're doing a little jazzy. They're getting a little jazzy.
They tried to get jazzy, and they didn't really. I mean, they weren't terrible, but they were not anything. You know how you take food home because you feel obligated to? But I was like, yeah, this is never. I mean, I ate a little bit of it, but they were not delicious.
Okay.
And then they served this mashed potatoes, and I know it was supposed to be like chunky, but it just felt like the dish wasn't finished. So it didn't feel like the potatoes were chunky. It was just like just mushy potatoes up. So
mushy and then lumps.
Right.
Hard. Okay.
So then, and we saw the server maybe like 2 or 3 times, but we didn't really need a whole lot. So it's fine. Then the bill comes, and they do everything on the terminal, which is fine. And they've got the little terminal, and she was like, how do you want to pay? I was like, we're just splitting it right down the middle. So just handed her our cards, so I hadn't seen how much the bill was. Okay. Then she hands me back my card and hands me the terminal, and I was like, I know you fucking lying.
She handed you back your card and the terminal as if to say, you can do this yourself, or you
No. I was looking at the total. I was like, my half of this meal is $95. You mean to tell me that this food was $95? We paid $190 to drink water out of a fucking plastic cup, be asked if we want silverware, and for food that was just okay. Well, actually, excuse me, it was only $185. I'm being told by my note on OneNote.
Okay.
And then I noticed this, but I didn't really pay attention to it at the time. But they add an automatic 18% gratuity, and a 3% service fee for using a credit card.
God damn.
So that was how we got to like the $185 per person. And then, I don't really pay attention to what other hoes say in the restaurant, But there was a large party in front of us that was leaving, and I noticed that at some point one of the women came back and had a little conversation with our server. And I remember I heard, but I wasn't paying attention. They say, well, that 18%, we got to split with everybody in the restaurant. So this other piece just goes to me. And I'm like, I didn't pay attention to it till I got this thing. And so I see that our bill is like $92.50 a piece. Then it's asking me if I want to leave an additional 10% because that's what's going directly to her. So the automatic 18%, basically, I guess they add up all of the bills in the restaurant, divide that by all of the number of people, take that number, take 18% of that number, and then that's the pool that gets divided up amongst everybody. So what that means is they're telling me that they underpay everybody that worked there.
Yeah.
So that's already the first thing. Then she was looking at me with these doe eyes, like, so I paid it because, listen, I've been a waiter, whatever. It really wasn't even the 18% gratuity or the automatic whatever. It was the quality of the service, the quality of the food, and the quality of the food and service. So we ended up paying like a total of $200 for this basic. I mean, the chicken wings and the deviled eggs were good, but they weren't that good. $200 is what we would pay to if Azamek and us went to Del Frisco's. That's how much we would pay for a fucking one of them bomb ass ribeyes and a fucking gooey butter cake. And so if you and I had went to Del Frisco's and the bill comes back $2, you'd be like, bitch, that was $200 well spent.
Oh God.
Ain't nobody going. No one is looking at that bill like. And like if they had said, yeah, we had an automatic 18% gratuity and kicking a little extra for the server. No, because the server is going to be knocking him or herself out to give you bomb ass service. So every dime that you spent at Del Frisco's, you are going to feel that it was worth it.
Yep. Yes,
I just paid the same amount of money that I paid for a top tier steak, drinks, and dessert at Del Frisco's for some basic ass appetizers because basically they just took a regular deviled egg and took a chicken tender, threw a little pre-made hot honey, drizzled that on it, cut the chicken tender into pieces, and put that on top of the fucking half of the deviled egg, sprinkle some paprika on that, and then put that on a bed of dried parsley.
I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say about that one.
So, needless to say, the math was not mathing.
Donnie said number crunching thievery at the highest.
And so I was so heated. So as we actually left, because you know how we do. Neither one of us, neither me nor you nor Azamek nor most of the friends that we go out with, are mad at spending money on quality food.
Right.
And so two things. I wasn't planning to spend $100 on a meal when we went in there. But even if I had and the food had been bomb, I'd have been like, oh, okay.
It was
this
good.
place serves delicious food. It was not that. So I really felt gypped. But I ate the food. So I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh girl, I'm not going to carry on and demand my money back or none of that. Because I did eat the food. The food was not inedible.
Child.
But if I had only paid like $75 per person,
I'd have been like,
we might not eat. I mean, I'd probably still be having a conversation, but I would have not have gone on 5 minutes like I would have, like I just did, about how much the meal was.
Child.
And so then after that, Lola, the name of the place is Kitchen. Oh, bitch. Motherfucking Desmond said it because they had a motherfucking grass wall with fake grass wall with the fake flowers on it and the neon sign that said I don't remember what the fuck the song. I can't remember if it was the name of the restaurant or some bullshit ass inspirational quote or whatever. But Desmond, you are right on the motherfucking money. They had that fake ass grass wall and that fake those fake flowers, which again, all of that is cute if I had only paid like $75 per person. But for $200, that needs to be a motherfucking real glass wall that they water that bitch every fucking day. And turn the fucking music down.
Well, I mean, you know, girl.
Baby, I feel like I should go back there, Desmond, just to see, because Desmond said
it probably said good
it
vibes.
probably said good vibes. And I bet it does. It said some innocuous bullshit that at the time I didn't really think about, but I guarantee you it said something like that. And so I would not be surprised if it actually said some bullshit like good vibes. So
and it seems like that's like the pre-made wall words, like good vibes or like happy good living or some shit like that.
Right.
All those are pre-made sayings already, as opposed to wanting to get the name of your restaurant put up in lights. But
right. So then we left there, walked around. We went to Home Goods and Cosplace World Market and a few other spots.
And you said kitchen. You said it was called Kitchen Cray.
Yes, Lola. It's called Kitchen Cray.
Okay.
But like they had a focus on seafood and stuff, so I couldn't eat none of that. But I mean, they had chicken and hamburgers and stuff, so it was definitely stuff I could eat on the menu, but none of it was particularly good. It felt like one of those places where if people go and be like, this place was the bomb, I'm judging them.
Kind of like you were talking about
Ben's Chili Bowl.
Georgia Brown's.
Oh, well, Georgia Brown's, yes, the food is not very good at Georgia Brown's. I'll just say that.
In your opinion?
In my opinion. The food is fine, actually, at Georgia Brown's. And you know what it is? When I go, the times that I've been there, it's the last couple of times have been for brunch. And they got it this time, at least it's jazz music, but the shit is loud as hell.
So we're at our old man
loud.
We're in our old man phase because you're sitting.
This was even like 5 years ago. It felt like the dude on the saxophone was like right here. And it was not just me. Everybody was complaining about how loud the music was. And like the waiter would literally be at our table yelling at us because that's how loud the music was.
So first of all, it wasn't a man. That was Lisa Simpson playing her saxophone in your ear.
And then on Sunday, I was supposed to go to a cookout hosted by Josh and my son. And then I was going to dip out and go to one of the parties. But I was told that those parties were sold out. So you can tell me if that's true or not. But we ended up having an absolutely fabulous time at Josh and Trayvon's house. We got there around 12:30 and didn't leave until like 9:45.
I forgot all the fuck about it. Forgot all about
it. I mean, it was not like a ton of people there. It wasn't like my cookies and cocktails, but it was still like a good 30 or so people that came in and out throughout the day. And we had a really good time just sitting around partying and bullshitting. So it was a day well spent. And so that was my weekend.
Okay. I mean, that was a weekend.
That was a weekend. I mean, that restaurant really turned me out like that.
I mean, it just is what it is. When they do good shit, they do good shit. When they do bad shit, they do bad shit. So I mean, we just with it.
So how was your weekend? It was Memorial Day weekend. So did you party and bullshit?
Let me tell you something. I partied so motherfucking much that I couldn't even bullshit. How about that? With that. So my weekend started on Wednesday evening at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Thursday evening at 5 o'clock because I was out. And so Thursday we went out to dinner we wound up hooking up with Volt, who was in town. And
Right.
So we went to dinner there.
I forgot all about that.
That was a really cute place. That is called Bad Habit or whatever. It was a really, really
Dirty Habit.
Dirty Habit. Yes, it was a really, really cute place.
That restaurant was cute as hell. The food was just okay.
The food was okay, but the courtyard and the visuals, that was good. Like the outside, the restaurant, I thought it was a little dark for me. But again, that's the old man, because that's where I'm at.
I was trying my best to take that little big booty waiter home.
Listen,
I really was not trying, but he came up and baby, his flame was on 10.
Listen, he walked in like, flame on.
He was like, hi guys, how are you? And he was giving you like the coquettish, like over the shoulder. He was like, I like it. The food's kind of cute, So I was like, and then because of where I was sitting, I didn't get to see him walk away until Vogt pointed out how big this little white boy's booty was. And then I turned around and looked, and I was like, hey, how you doing? And he goes to Howard University too. So, I feel like I might have to stroll by the School of Pharmacy to say hello.
It was, well, anyway, the food was pretty good. And the drinks, the drink was really good, but we were sitting there talking to, I'm going to say her name incorrectly, but Volt's friend, I can't remember her name. She was really nice. But we both agreed. It was like, baby, I make a better, lemon drop at home. So, it was cool. So they were cool. So when I left y'all at the end of the evening.
That's right, because me and Volt was like, yeah, that's a no for us.
Right, because I was going to go out. I was going to do the first little, because it started on Thursday evening, which was a last minute party. And I made some phone calls and I contacted Deviant and Anani, and I was like, hey, it's like, y'all going out? Somebody said they was in the bed. The other person was like, I ain't in town. I was like, okay, all right, well, bitch, I'm going home. I was like, bitch, I'm old. I'm gonna go give me another cat nap. In fact, I got home and I tried to hook up a little DNA appointment. Didn't work out right because I fell asleep, but that's a whole nother story. Okay. But picture it. Friday.
Okay.
Friday, I get up and I am ready to hit the streets. I'm like whoring out. So I'm running to the store, picking up last little things. I had to pick up some little socks or whatever, or some, undershirt, just little shit like that. And then I happened to walk past a couple stores. I found a few little things. I was like, I'm gonna purchase this. I'm gonna get that or whatever. Okay, bye. Plus, I knew I was gonna have some out of town company because I knew Anani was gonna probably crash because he didn't want to drive all the way back because he was hanging out with us. All right, cool, fine. Came home, cleaned up, did all this other stuff. Anani had to do his speech at graduation, which was great. Congratulations to him because he was actually the keynote speaker at his graduation. So it was
good for him.
It was really interesting. He read the speech to us, but I didn't get to see him do it. But again, congratulations. So anyway, by the time they all got here, between Deviant and Anani, I was like, all right, let's hit the streets. Baby, we hit the streets. And before we even walked out the door, when I tell you I was blitzed. So we hit the streets, and for the first place, we went to this place called Harlot, which was the Fat Boys and Swings place. That's because they have a literal swing set up in that bitch. So but anyway, so we got in there and the music was pumping. Bitch, listen, it was great, but I got annoyed as soon as I walked in the door because they said you could either scan your Cash App or you can use a credit card. If you use a credit card, there's an extra $3 charge, and that was on the sign. But I kept trying to scan the Cash App, but it wasn't doing it. He said, well, you can use your credit card. I said, oh, okay, cool. So when I did that, he charged me the extra $3, and I was like, well, wait a minute. I was trying to use the Cash App, and he was like, yeah, but it says it's going to be extra $3. I was like, well, you saw me struggling with this. I thought you were going to just let me do it by itself without the $3, but okay, fine.
Right. That's a stunt because they probably had that shit set up so you can't actually. Because I'm gonna be like, "What's the name?" I'm gonna type in the name.
That was my thing. I was like, "What? You didn't even put the name up here. It's just this. Like, what's the name? Give me the stuff." But I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." I was like, "I'm trying to be that bitch. I don't want to be. Let me just. All right,
cool. It's only $3."
I was like, but then because they didn't accept Apple Pay, I wound up covering somebody, which was fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I was like, you charged me the extra $3 on that. So you charged me $6 extra just to come in. So I was like, okay.
So wait a minute. They charge extra $3 on every transaction?
On every credit card transaction.
Well, wait a minute. So if you paid for your drinks with a credit card, If your drink was $5, you had to pay $8 for your drink.
I'm in the door, just the entrance, not the bar.
Oh, so you couldn't be like, I'm paying for 2 people?
But again, at the time, I didn't know I was paying for 2 people. So that's
okay. Got it.
But then when I got to the bar, that $3, I would have rather paid that $3 as opposed to paying this motherfucking $16 for the fucking drink. And I was just like, okay, all right, here we go.
Now, is this a gay club?
Yeah, that night it was, but we just gonna call it what it is. It's I don't think it's a gay club. I think it's just a club. But that night it was the whole BBP thing going on. It was cool. And listen, I got my stinking life. I stood outside because they have a little courtyard in the front. We could stand underneath there. People was out there laughing, joking, talking. We went on the outside. People was doing their little medicinal herbs and all that stuff on the side. So listen, I had a good time. I was good. I was really good. I was good. Bitch, I didn't realize what time it was that we got home until I said that Anani was saying, oh, well, let's get something to eat. And, I'm a little hungry. I said, baby, I don't even know what's open. I said, it might be like a 7-Eleven open, or we can definitely go to a Wawa or something. But when I saw the checkers on, baby, I was like, it is on and popping. I realized the checkers didn't close until 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's like 3:45 and we in the line like, can I get? Listen, it was the best fucking meal ever. Like, you drunk and I, and all that good stuff. So Saturday we get up, we get it popping, and we wind up going to the Green Lantern. Once again, I was blitzed. We were pre-gaming in the house, and I had made myself a cocktail, and I had took my new little flask, and my liver needs a rest for this weekend because I was so out of it. But I had such a good time at the Green Lantern. It was what's his face's Uncle Jay's little thing. So we went to see the people there, laugh and joke with all the people.
So he was there?
He was there? Yes, he was there. And so we were laughing, joking with a couple people. All that was great and fine. But again, the party is always outside in the hallway, outside in the alleyway where everything's going on at. So baby, it was a lot of shit going on in the hallway. And I kept noticing people looking and staring and like wanting to talk, or like in the background, like, and I'm like, speak, nigga, speak. Like, what you like?
Right.
Hi, like what? I don't know what that was all about, but I was too high. I didn't really give a fuck. I was like,
this was outside in the alley or inside the club?
Outside in the alley, because there was so many people that were inside. They also started coming outside and everything else. So, outside in the alley right there in front of the Green Lantern is always, traffic, and people are always out there when there's an event going on. So again, once again, blitz. Sunday was the coup d'etat of the weekend, if you will, or the not the coup d'etat. The what's the opposite of denouement? What's the build up? The
piece, the damn resistance.
Yeah, we'll call it that. So the first place we went to, was really, really cute. It had an upstairs and a downstairs. I bumped into my ex, and I bumped into somebody else that was they should have been an ex. And then we were having a conversation and an exchange. And then somehow I wound up saying, well, listen, when you all get it together, just call me and I'll be ready for the threesome. So I just kind of walked away, but I was already fucked up. And I was just like, how did that happen? How did that really play out in my mind? Like, did I just offend somebody? I was like, okay, y'all fuck it.
Girl, fuck them.
I was like, yeah, whatever. The second place, we wound up leaving there after I was blitzed again, wound up going to the fireplace. Got into the fireplace. Baby, I could not stop laughing because I bumped into some of my old crew. I bumped into some of them at the first place, but I bumped into my old crew. So baby, it was like a lineup. I walked in, I saw Chris, I saw Eric, I saw Vernon, I saw like all these people that I knew, and I was just like, hey, what's going on? Baby, I was so high, but listen, I was speaking to people, I was going out the door, and I was like, oh yeah, but I had a good time. I was great time. Then we wound up going to the third place, which was this last place that was on the list, and it was at like probably by like 11 o'clock, because I think we started out early. I think we started like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. We got to the last place, baby, and I was already just done. I had a great time all weekend long, but baby, I was in that space that you were. Bitch, I'm old. This music is too loud. I'm tired. I can't see it. What's going up at the front? I need my glasses. My eyes hurting. I feel like my arches is rebuilding themselves and falling all at the same time. I was like, God. I was like, okay. And then, Nani was saying the same thing. He's like, bitch, I feel my arches falling. I was like, bitch, listen, it's just what it is. We standing up. That's what we doing. We're going to sit down. We're going to figure something out. And that's what we're going to do. It was a great weekend, but I also have to remember I am literally 30 years older than the youngest person.
Yeah.
So while we were out and people were dropping it like it was hot, bitch, I was trying to hit the microwave button and nuke it in 2 minutes like it was, semi-warm because I was like, I'm not doing that. Bitch, I'm not doing that. I'm not
Right.
doing it. I'm not. Although they did throw a couple beats, and for a minute I started moving my hands for a minute. I was like, okay, bitch, if they keep this going, bitch, I might actually get out here and I might actually feel it. But the music was really good. But anyway, it was a long weekend. I'm glad it was over because I wound up having a great time. I wouldn't trade anything for the world. It was just so long, but I had so much fun though. Because when I got back in here on Monday, baby, I slept like I was sleep. I was trying to relax, just sleep. Then I had to jump up and do the last bit of the thing for Blue and them, Mr. Blue. And so I was like, God damn it. I was like, okay, so let me send this shit to them.
What thing that you got to do?
I had to do the last bit of my presentation thing. Don't.
Yeah, that was due like weeks ago. Like literally, they said the shit was gonna be locked out on like May the 7th.
No, he called me. It was good. It was the Sunday. That's what I thought I gave it to him. That's fine. And listen,
I'm not in it. I did mine. I complied with the deadlines.
I'm okay with it. It is what it is. And if something changed, okay, I'll work with it. It just is what it is. But anyway, that's another story. So yeah, I was tired. And but then I did Tuesday. I got up and hit my little doctor's appointment. Had to do my EK. Had to do an EKG, which is more like a damn sonogram. I thought I was having twins, but I was only looking at 2 chambers of the heart because I was like, oh my god, I got twins. What is going on? But then he moved it around. I saw all 4 chambers. I was like, okay, cool. So we're finishing off that. We're finishing off with the rest of that stuff. I do have a stress test coming up, but that was interesting because I did feel like when he put the little jelly on the thing, he was rubbing on his stomach. I was like, oh my god, what is going on? But again, just so y'all know, it's twins. We'll be expecting. There'll be a link that comes out, and I'll let y'all know
what the baby shower,
and all that stuff, what the colors are going to be, and all that good stuff. So, but other than that, I mean, it was just a great weekend. It was good to just be out and about, to not think about stuff, to not have to worry about anything, and to just be like, it was just good. So I was very happy about that. And it was very good for me because I wound up seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. And these are people that are friends and we just don't get to hang out as much. We're not in the same space and life happens. And so I was very happy about that. I was happy to see everybody out and I'm glad they showed up and I'm glad I was able to, laugh and joke with them. I did laugh with I got to tell the story. I laughed with my one sister. Oh my God. So I'm not going to name her name, but here's the thing. Sister was living here for a minute and she had some medical issues and she wound up falling out one time and she had to have some dental work done. And so she was able to temporarily get a flipper put in and until she can finish up the rest of the dental work. So while she has this flipper in, she said she had this date with this really, really, really cute guy. She said the guy took him to a restaurant and he said, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to eat all nice and cute, I'm trying to eat a little salad, eat real soft stuff because I had like a steak and some other type of beef, whatever, and I didn't want to like cut it. And he said, I was just trying to take little bites. So he said in the middle of eating, his flipper started slipping, and when it started slipping, he wound up almost swallowing it with the salad that he was eating. So he jumped up from the table and ran to the bathroom. So he said while he's in the bathroom, he said some man was like, oh, cuz, you all right? You all right? What's going on? What's going on? He's like, so the guy was giving him the Heimlich, and he was like, so he did give him the Heimlich, and then the flipper and the food flew out. And so he was like, I really appreciate you doing that but I was trying to get myself together. But listen, he said, in all honesty, I gotta be truthful to you. He said, listen, I'm on this date with this guy, and I think he's so fucking cute. And the guy was like, wait, hold on. You want to sit here and try to choke on something? Because he said, yeah. He said, I didn't want him to know I had my flipper in. He said, wait a minute. Is he cute? He said, listen, I'm a straight man, but I'm just saying, is the man cute? Is he really worth it? He was like, well, he said, okay, well, all right, well, listen, bro, you good, so that's it. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how do you meet these people? He came back out and he said, after that conversation, he sat down with the guy and he said, listen, he said, I really appreciate you inviting me to dinner. He said, I think you're the most handsome thing ever. He said, but I just want to let you know that, you know, what happened to me, I was kind of trying to hide something. So then he just smiled and showed him. Well, the guy was like, that's okay. He said, listen, my left leg is shorter than my right leg by 3 inches. So we're good. We're all right. Everybody got something. Baby, I was falling out. Dominion, I was falling out because I was sitting there and he was like, well, he's like, listen, this is our lives. He's like, I can't even make this shit up. And I said, baby, listen, I can't even say anything. Bitch, that made my weekend and I laughed so
Yes, bitch,
hard.
you can't top that one.
Baby, I laughed so hard at that. And I was like, oh my God. All the funny shit that that has happened to me when I'm with this person, baby, part of the course. I was like, okay, there we go. Like everything's all good. But baby, that was hilarious. But it was a great ending to this weekend. And so that's what I left. That's what I left the weekend thinking about and laughing about the most. Besides the fact that I just had a really good time hanging out with Deviant and Anani. It was just a great time, and it was just us, like not really giving a fuck about what's going on. We were seeing, you know, we was all just in our space, just having a good fucking time. So It was good. It was absolutely good. I appreciated it, and it took me back to, you know, late Memorial Days have passed, and I just had a ball. So I was good with it. Now I don't know if I'm going to do all this hanging out next year. I don't know about that. We'll see when we get there, but we'll see.
Next year we're going to IML though.
We were supposed to go this year.
I know. We were saving to, you know, for our rich white woman European adventure in 2024.
That's correct, but IML was not a part of that.
For me, it was. I was like, that's $3,000 that I don't have to spend.
Okay, all right. Well, the rich white woman trip is still on, so that's not what we're talking about. Okay, right. But anyway, so that was the weekend for me. It was a lot of alcohol, a couple of edibles, and a couple of puffs of smoking some stuff, and that's just what we were doing. So, but I had a good time.
Well, all right. Well, let's get into these stories.
Yes, indeedy. Eccentric, no, not I'm gonna get you, sucker. All right. So listen, as you all know, Beyonce's tour has already started. She's already out and about. She's out here in these stadium streets, breaking all types of hearts and minds and bursting bubbles and making people cry and everything else, because she's just doing what she does. She's just being fabulous. Well, Miss Beyonce, she had a nice little message that she penned and sent to her sweet little baby Blue after her Renaissance tour performance. Now, Blue Ivy broke the internet when she appeared on stage alongside her mom at the Paris stop during Beyonce's Renaissance tour. Now, there were clips of her dancing to her mother's music, which was showed online, and the world fell deeper in love with this talented preteen. And it was really cute to see her, because she's actually out there, like, she looks like Solange as far as I'm concerned, but she was like, you know, trying to dance, whatever. And it was really cute. She was all right. So the daughter to Beyonce and Jay-Z isn't in the public eye too much, but when she is, she manages to push the culture forward. She's the second youngest person to win a Grammy at the age of 9. You know, Queen Bey is undoubtedly proud of her daughter. The icon, who strategically uses Instagram to promote things of the utmost importance to her, gave her firstborn a touching shout out that has us smiling from ear to ear. The Break My Soul singer posted a carousel of Blue on stage during their performance together. And she says, "My beautiful firstborn, I'm so proud and thankful to be your mama. You bring us so much joy, my sweet angel." And of course, the comment section was flooded with love and support from the dynamic duo. June Amber said, "My heart just exploded." Another stylist wrote, "Love that she's fearless and looking to be another problem that America will have." And then someone else said, another fan said, "She can't help but to be sickening. Greatness is in her DNA." Now, listen, they said it. I didn't, but I'm going to agree with it. They said this was an epic moment for the Carter family and proof that performance is embedded in their DNA. So we shall see that, what happens in the future. But little Blue was getting down, and so it was cute. She was still in her preteen self, not really trying to nail it, but she was still doing it. She did it pretty well. So shout out to Blue for her performance. This next story, which was really interesting, and I've always been told that it couldn't happen, but According to CNN, and which popped up on my timeline a couple of days ago, there was a man who terrified passengers by opening the aircraft door mid-air because he wanted to get off quickly. Now, again, according to CNN, a man who opened the emergency door of an Asiana Airlines plane just before landing on Friday afternoon told police that he felt suffocated and wanted to get off the plane quickly. The door of the jet opened as it was coming into land in Daegu, South Korea, leaving wind whipping through the plane's cabin as terrified passengers gripped their armrests. There's some video that shows this incident. Now, an airline official said a man in his 30s who was sitting at the emergency seat seemed to have opened the door when the aircraft was about 700 feet or 213 meters above the ground and about 2 to 3 minutes from landing in the city, 150 miles south of Seoul. Now, local police said the man had been arrested at Daegu Airport on Friday in connection with the incident. He told them he had been under a lot of stress after losing his job recently and had felt suffocated and wanted to get off the plane quickly. South Korea's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transport said in a statement Friday that police and the ministry were investigating an individual for over a violation of aviation law. Any person who contravenes the Aviation Security Act, which includes passengers operating doors, exits, or equipment inside an aircraft, could be prosecuted and sentenced up to 10 years in prison. The ministry also said that it had dispatched an aviation safety supervisor to the site to check whether there was an abnormality in aircraft maintenance. Now, a total of 200 people were on board, including 194 passengers. And according to the fire department, 12 people suffered minor injuries from hyperventilation, and 9 of them have been sent to hospitals in Daegu. There's an aviation expert that says he described the incident as being very bizarre, and he said technically it's not supposed to open those doors in flight. But Thomas noted that the landing speed of the A321 is about 150 knots or 172 miles per hour, meaning winds of that speed are passing the aircraft. The door behind the wing of the craft opened into that airstream, he said. And he said it seems implausible that the door could be open in the first place. And then again, the airstream technically impossible, but somehow or another it has happened. So Asiana Airlines told CNN the airplane is automatically set to adjust the pressure of the cabin according to the altitude of the aircraft. When the aircraft is high up in the air, it is impossible to open the door, but when the altitude is low and close to landing, the door can be opened. So we shall find out what has really happened later on in life. But at the end of the day, the damn door was open. The damn door when the airplane was open and people were carrying on. The video was really interesting how people were so calm, because I'm sitting there thinking as I watched the article or watched the video, I was sitting there thinking, I'm gonna whoop this motherfucker's ass. You open this door.
You and me both. That would have been my only thought. I was like,
I'm whooping your ass.
Dear God.
I'm whooping your ass. That's
Please
what I'm.
Let me get out of this.
And bitch, the sad part is
I'm going to beat this motherfucker down.
You and I both. Thank God neither one of us was on that plane, because I'd have been like, bitch, all right, listen, you taking left side or right side? Matter of fact, bitch, we ain't got to talk. I'm just going to grab him. So when we grab him, listen, just fuck it up. Just fuck it up. That's all we doing.
I would have gotten that ass.
Anyway, speaking of airlines, we got a ranking from Fox about the best to worst in 2023 by the Points Guy, where your loyalties lies for airlines in the industry right now. So the Points Guy released its 2023 Best Airlines report after listing 10 of the most popular and beloved airlines from top to bottom. The Points Guy, also known as TPG, is a media travel platform that works to give its audience advice on the hottest places to travel, how to get the best deals with airlines and miles and much more. Now, the 2023 report is based on various factors by percentage, such as reliability at 30%, experience at 25%, cost and reach at 20%, and loyalty at 25%. So without further ado, here's the list in descending order. So number 10 was Frontier Airlines. 9 was Allegiant Air. 8 was Spirit Airlines. 7 was JetBlue. 6 was Hawaiian Airlines. 5 was Southwest Airlines. 4 was American Airlines. 3 was Alaska Airlines. 2 was United Airlines. And the number 1 spot was held by Delta Airlines. And they came in number 1 for the fifth straight year. Now, the Atlanta-based airline was knocked only for affordability. However, it was acknowledged for its timeliness, with nearly 84% of flights arriving on time this year, according to the report. Southwest fell from number 2 in 2022 to number 5 in 2023, with TPG noting this was largely due to the holiday meltdown in winter of 2022. And baby, I remember that because it was a mess.
Yes.
Alaska Airlines made progress in 2023 with its improved affordability. And another notable mention on the list was the reliability coming from Hawaiian Airlines. TPG said the company had the lowest cancellation rate of all. And overall, TPG said that airlines' performance was much less optimal in all areas examined compared to earlier years. Customer complaints were up 87.6% year over year, according to the report. So people are complaining more, and yeah, that's kind of where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So this next story, which we've kind of heard before, but again, it has happened again. So a Brazil beauty pageant second place winner's husband goes berserk on stage. Now, the husband of a recent beauty pageant contest was in an all-out rage after his wife was named the runner-up, rushing the stage and chucking the winner's crown to the floor. Here's the deal. Emanuele Bellini, representing Várzea Grande, was being crowned at Brazil's Miss Gay Mato Grosso 2023 on Saturday, when the husband of the second place winner, Naftali Becker, rushed on stage with some obvious qualms. In the clip, the husband grabs the crown just as it's being placed on Bellini's head and slams it on the floor. As folks are in pure shock, he throws it down again before trying to walk off with his wife, ultimately getting stopped by security. Now, the event put out a statement after the sore loser incident, reiterating that Bellini was indeed deemed the winner of this year's event, while also condemning the action of Becker's husband, and claiming the org's camp will be taking appropriate legal action after the ordeal. Like, dude, is it that serious? Like, she took runner-up. Like, I mean, is it really that serious? But just my opinion. In other news, social media is going crazy over Megan Thee Stallion, who was spotted with Belgian soccer player Romelu Lukaku. And people are asking, like, she's not with Party? Wow.
Who the fuck? When I saw this, I was like, well, who the fuck is Party?
So Megan Thee Stallion seems to have left fans confused about her dating life after being spotted with Belgian soccer player Romelu Lukaku. According to The Guardian, Nigeria, the pair were spotted at the wedding of Lautaro Martinez Monday evening. Now, according to the outlet, the wedding was held at a luxurious hotel in Como, Italy. Additionally, the outlets report that this is not the first time the rapper has been spotted with the soccer player. Apparently, Megan recently attended an Inter Milan soccer match, while Lukaku has been spotted at the rapper's recent concerts. Furthermore, the outlet adds that Lukaku is newly single after splitting with his girlfriend of 5 years, while Megan Thee Stallion allegedly split with her rapper boyfriend, Partisan Fontaine, in February. That's who Party is.
That still doesn't tell me shit.
Yeah. He's not even listen, at this point, if you saw a picture of him, you wouldn't know who he is. No. No. But those are the stories. That's what we got, and that's where we are this week. Did you happen to catch Drag Race?
I did not.
Okay, I'll hold off on it.
I mean, I told you, I'm not super jazzed up about it, so
I don't want to spoil the lip sync, but let me say this.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, so I think I'm officially 2 episodes behind now.
Okay. Well, let me say this. I love the fact that the lip sync assassins are people that are lip sync assassins or who you haven't seen in quite some time. And many of them overlap. This particular person isn't necessarily, well, I guess they are a lip sync assassin because it's just that they're older, but you haven't seen them in quite some time. So I was very happy to see them, and bitch, they look good. So that's all. That's all I'm gonna say. So, but yeah, it was a good episode, and it was unfortunate the way things happened. But again, I'm still looking forward to the Fame Games because the people that got voted off are now they're playing the Fame game online, posting all their outfits or their looks that they would have worn had they been able to continue in the contest. And so far, some of these looks have been pretty damn good. So but we shall see. We shall see.
Well, all right. Well, I'll catch up on it eventually.
It'll be. I think you'll enjoy it. Like if you let it play while you're just doing something else, you'll glance at it a couple times.
Right. Well, all right. Let's get into this beautiful bean footage.
Yes, indeedy.
Meow 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 meow.
Speaking of mumes,
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all to be on the lookout. I think I may be getting a fur baby sooner versus later. So I will.
Oh, okay. You getting a little pussy?
I am going to get a little pussy. I'm going to go take a look at it on Friday just to see. But they are still too young to leave the litter, and the target date for them is the the middle of June, so like around the 15th or so, which will give them like, because they don't want to take them away from their parents until they're about at least 8 weeks.
Gotcha.
So we shall see. But my whole thing is, as I explained to the person, I was like, listen, if you're going to get a fur baby, especially specifically with cats, cats choose you. You don't choose cats. Like
That part.
yeah. So if one of my if I go there and a baby chooses me, then guess what? It's a love connection. Then guess what? Then God damn it, I just had a baby.
Shabam.
So that's what we're gonna do. But yes, I'm definitely gonna do that. And but now it's making me think. I'm getting a little anxious. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta find babysitters. Like I gotta find babies if I go out of town. Like, I mean, I really don't, but I do. I try to. I just feel like they're, as a kitten, too young to be by themselves. A full grown cat, like a year or so, oh yeah, you're fine. You know where your food is, you know all that good stuff. But
right.
a kitten, that's too young. So I'm a little anxious about this upcoming travel over the next 2 or 3 months for work and stuff and personal stuff. So we'll see. But I got some family members that'll definitely babysit. Like Uncle Dominion, he's definitely there to babysit. Mm-hmm.
Honey, I'm allergic to cats. Like for real.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
I have said this for the longest time that I am allergic to pets. This is why I never had one.
You're allergic to pets, or you're allergic to cats?
Pets, cats and dogs, anything with fur.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to cross Uncle Dominion off the list. Okay.
Oh no.
That was a little too fast. Just a little too fast. Just a little too fast.
I'm sorry. Oh no. Sorry, does that sound better?
It was the key was a little too high, and it was a little too condescending, because it was like, oh no.
Oh no.
That shows a little bit more, a little bit, you're wrought with just, something.
Oh yeah, I'm wrought.
So, but anyway, yes, I'm going to no, unfortunately, eccentric, that is not what we're looking for. But their booty will have fur on it though. But but I'm definitely I will keep you all posted, but because it may be sooner, because I don't know, it may be sooner because I think she has other litters there too, but it may be sooner, but we'll see. But I get to come out on Friday, so we'll see.
Well, all right.
So that's it for me.
Okay, well, it's been fun. It's been lovely. I have some work to do, so I got work to do. I got a job, baby.
Work to do.
I got a job, baby. Okay.
You supposed to get to.
That's all I remember.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. All right. We're going to go with it. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Hallelujah. God bless you. Bye.
Bye.